Solve the quadratic equation by factoring. We have x squared plus 9x plus 20 equals 0. Before we ever solve something, we want to make sure that it says equals 0, and sure enough, this says equals 0, so that part is done. When we are trying to factor, we're trying to take this expression and we're trying to unmultiply it into a product of binomials. So it looks something like this. Parentheses, parentheses, so on and so on. Now, I'm unmultiplying this, so I have to look at the numbers that are inside here. We're going to follow this certain little pattern. We're going to solve this riddle. I'm asking for what are two numbers that multiply to 20 that also add to positive 9. That's kind of tricky to think about, so let's list out all the factors of 20. I got 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. Let me say that riddle one more time. I'm looking for a pair of numbers that are factors of 20 that could add to 9. In this case, I see 4 plus 5. Those numbers would make a positive 9 if I add those together. Those are going to end up being my factors. So I'm going to unmultiply this expression into x plus 4, x plus 5. Now, all we did was rewrite the expression to be in factored form, so we still have our equation. Now, we also have this other concept of zero product property. If I am multiplying something and my answer is 0, that means one or both factors must be equal to 0 in order to make 0 as an answer. So we need to actually split our answers apart. I could have x plus 4 equal to 0, or I could have x plus 5 equal to 0. So I got two little miniature equations I need to solve here. Simply enough, I'll just minus the 4 from this equation, and I'll minus the 5 off of this equation. I end up with x equals negative 4 or x equals negative 5. Either one of those numbers, if you were to plug into the original equation, would give you an output of 0. This question has two answers.